Now we'll take a look at those special experimental designs that are used to deal with the issues in a single case experimental design, including reversal design. So what do we do? How do we handle this? How do we make sure that it's the treatment or that it's something else? How do we determine which one of those is the actual case? Well, for that we have two major designs that are used in these cases. The reversal design and the multiple baseline design. So we'll start off with the reversal design. And again, a reversal design, you use it for small numbers of subjects. And what you do is, this is a way to control for multiple explanations for changes in behavior. You are looking for the treatment. You're looking to make sure that it's just the treatment. So as we saw, there's a number of explanations that can cause behavior changes. There's a number of something else's. It could be things happening within the subject, like maturation or cognitive shifts. It could be something happening in the environment, like a dream job or a bully moves away. It could be anything that happens to this individual. So how do we combat that? We can combat that and get at the heart of whether it's a treatment using a reversal design. So in a reversal design, what you do is you start off with a baseline period. And during the baseline period, there's no treatment. So this is when the subject first comes to you and says, I'm having panic attacks, and you determine that it's not dangerous, and then you send them away for a week and you say, I want you to track how often and how long your panic attacks are. So you have an app on your phone, whatever it is, however they might track it. And every single time you have a panic attack, you enter in the data. And for that week, we're just wondering how bad is the behavior. Then when they come back, you start period B. You start the treatment period. And in the treatment period, that's where the treatment is instituted. That's where you say, all right, every single time you feel a panic attack coming on, what I want you to do is I want you to breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. I want you to count backwards from 20. So that's the treatment period. And that's what we basically have here. We have the baseline, and then we have the treatment period. What happens in the reversal design is then once the treatment period occurs, if the change that we're looking for has actually taken place, in this case, if panic attacks are reduced, we then go back to baseline. We then reverse the treatment, remove the treatment, and see what happens to the behavior. We remove the treatment and basically go back to baseline conditions. So this is what it would look like. We have our baseline condition where this individual is suffering from panic attacks, and we would say, all right, for this first week, just go about your daily business, record how many panic attacks that you have, and they might come back and we might say, oh, you have 0.8 panic attacks per day. Right? That's how often you have panic attacks, and they last for about 20 minutes apiece. So that is the level. That tells us the level of the behavior that we're trying to change. What we do then is we institute the treatment phase. So they come back and we say, all right, for week number 2, we now want you to do the treatment. And we want you to breathe in through your mouth, out through your nose. We want you to count backwards from 20 every single time you feel a panic attack coming on. And then record how often panic attacks have occurred. So that's the beginning of the treatment phase. The key here is that when we begin that treatment phase, something else might have occurred in their lives. Something else might have started when that treatment started that could be a potential cause for the change in behavior. So let's say that we're doing the treatment, and lo and behold, during that treatment, panic attacks are reduced. Panic attacks are reduced. We don't know, is it due to the treatment? We don't know, is it due to something else? It could be due to either of these situations. So what do we do as a clinician? We say we're going to use a reversal design. And they come back after week number 2, and we say, all right, it looks like your panic attacks are reduced. What I want you to do is now for this next week, don't do the techniques I showed you. No more counting backwards from 20, no breathing in through your mouth, out through your nose. We're going to remove the treatment and see what happens. And the assumption is that we stop the treatment, but that something else continues to occur, right? The dream job that they got continues to occur. The bully that moved away continues to be moved away, right? That something else that occurred continues to occur. And then we look at what happens when we remove the treatment. And if the panic attacks come back, if they come back to the previous baseline levels, that means that it could not be, they were not reduced by that something else. It could not be this something else because the something else is still there, but the panic attacks came back. That means that it's the treatment that was causing the reduction in panic attacks. So if your behavior goes back to the baseline levels, that's an indication that it was your treatment that caused the reduction in panic attacks. On the other hand, if the panic attacks were reduced, and when you remove the treatment, the panic attacks remain reduced, right? So you tell them, don't count backwards from 20 anymore, don't breathe in through your mouth, out through your nose when you feel a panic attack coming, and they come back and their panic attacks are still reduced, then that's an indication that it's not the treatment. Because if the treatment caused the reduction, then when their treatment is gone, panic attacks should come back. That's an indication, if they remain reduced, that it's that something else that is causing this reduction in panic attacks. And if this pattern occurs, then you sit down with your client and you basically say, hey, do you remember when we started the treatment? Tell me about other things in your life that changed. Tell me about other stuff that might have happened. And you try to figure out, what is it? What is this something else that caused these panic attacks to be reduced? And then maybe you design your treatment program around that something else. All right, so any questions about the reversal design? Make sense? Okay.